Good day, dear friends. In today's video, I'm going to discuss about the tummy fat, and I'm going to give you some Ayurveda tips on how to lose tummy fat. So before I jump into the actual main topic, I just want to give you a caution. If first figure out what you're thinking tummy fat is actually, is that fat or gases? If your tummy is bloated, is that because of gases, or is it because if it looks bloated, is it because it's gases, or is it because if there is a excess fat? If it is related to gases, then this video is not relevant to you. I will do more videos about what causes gases and how to get rid of them, okay, Ayurvedically. But if it is, you know, that this is your tummy fat that you are having trouble losing, then this is the video for you. So let's first get that out of the way. Now, in this video, I'm going to cover two topics. First, I'm going to discuss why is it difficult to lose tummy fat. Of all the fat in the body, we all know that tummy fat is the last thing that we lose, and it is difficult to lose. Even the otherwise thin people tend to have tummy fat. So why is it that? And then I'm going to go into three different types of tips that you need to do to lose to lose tummy fat, excess tummy fat. There is a need for tummy fat, but you need to lose excess tummy fat. So let's go into the main reason why we usually, it is easy to put on tummy fat, but it is difficult to lose. So if you look at this figure here, you see that the tummy area here has vital organs like the pancreas, the tail end of the pancreas, the stomach, the small intestine, the large intestine, gallbladder, liver, spleen, uterus, colon, which is the large intestine, etc. So these are really vital organs that are in the tummy region, right? So what means, suppose you bump your hand into a wall, you will recover from it. The chances of it becoming a fatal are less. But if there is no tummy fat and then you bump into a wall, your tummy area, it can result in a fatal accident, and it can result in death through internal bleeding, because you have such vital and sensitive organs in this area. This is the reason body has the built-in intelligence to actually create a cushion around this area to protect itself, and that cushion it creates by accumulating the fat around these organs, which happens to be the tummy. This is the reason why we usually easily put on tummy fat. And the other reason why it is difficult to lose tummy fat is also this, because when we are trying to lose fat, what body does is, yeah, let me get rid of the other fat, but no, this tummy thing is very important for me, I want to keep it, it's my cushion, these are all vital organs. So body has that built-in intelligence, and this is the reason why it is difficult to lose tummy fat, but it is easy to put on tummy fat because of the body's built-in intelligence, and we should thank for it. Otherwise, internal bleeding and external injuries resulting in fatal accidents are higher. Okay, but that doesn't mean that we should have all excess tummy fat, because excess tummy fat can result in other problems like diabetes and all the other the pumping blood to heart becomes, the heart will have to do more work to pump blood, and there are very important blood vessels are also here in this tummy area. So yeah, so tummy fat is needed, but not excess tummy fat. Now the question becomes, in Ayurvedically, what is it that that causes excess fat in the first place? Ayurvedically, what causes excess fat in the first place is what we call mandagni. Mandagni means dull agni. Agni means, in this context, there are 40 types of agni, but I'm going to focus on the Jataragni here, the digestive fire. And that is, when it is dull, it is difficult to lose fat. Just imagine there is a block of cheese sitting in the fridge, right? That block of cheese is very hard, right? So you need to put excess heat. If you try to burn it on low flame, or if you try to melt it on low flame, or if you just leave it in a cold room, it will sit like a that hard block of cheese. So if your fat is like that, your hard block of cheese, so you need good digestifier to reduce, to melt that fat. And if you have dull agni, then it is difficult. But while trying to increase your agni, you should not go to the other extreme. If you go to the other extreme and you increase too much heat in your body, then you will start losing hair, you will become susceptible to what we call high pitta conditions, like diarrhea, the skin rashes, the eye problems, high BP, and all those other problems can surface. So the objective for today's purpose, not for today's, actually the objective of Ayurveda is always to achieve Sama Agni, which is the balanced Agni, which I'm going to talk about today, specifically in the context of tummy fat. Okay. And as I already mentioned, if you already one contraindication to these tips is if you already have high heat in the body, first let it calm down and then start these tips. Like if you have high fever, don't try these tips because you already have high heat. Same thing goes with if you are on periods, do not disturb these periods, And if you have colitis flares or Crohn's flares or psoriasis flares, or high blood pressure, uncontrolled high blood pressure, you're still waiting for your medication, or you're waiting for the doctor to adjust your medication, that's not the time. Once your BP comes under control, no fevers, no periods, no flares, if you're colitis, then you're normal, then you can try, right? If your situation is under control, either because of allopathy medicine or Ayurveda treatment or somehow some other treatment, you're under control and you still have tummy fat, then you follow these tips. So what are the tips? This is the only slide I have. So there are 3 categories of tips I'm giving to you, and you have to follow all the 3 categories. There is no single magical thing like do this one thing and that's it, you are going to lose it. So I'm not that kind of a type of a person. I'm not going to give you those magical pills. No, there are no magical pills here, but you have to follow these tips, and they are very effective if you actually follow them. So the 3 categories are Ayurveda treatments that you can, they're very effective, what I'm about to tell you, and the type of the exercises that you should be doing to reduce tummy fat or in fat in general, and the diet changes that you may need to make, and the lifestyle changes that you need to make to reduce tummy fat. Okay. So now the first thing that I talked about are Ayurveda treatments. What are the Ayurveda treatments? Detoxification. What is detoxification? Detoxification is removing toxins from the body. When you have dull agni or manda agni, undigested food keeps circulating in the body, and then it solidifies and becomes like that solid cheese, and it blocks your channels, and it becomes toxins in the body. So unless we remove toxins from your body, nothing else works. Even our allopathy treatment also doesn't work. This is one of the reasons what happens when we see clients is they come to us saying that allopathy treatment is also not working. This is the reason why Ayurveda treatment start with detoxification program, because it is like blocked pipes. If you have blocks in the pipes, it doesn't matter how much water you are pushing from the other end. You have to remove the pipes for the water to come through, right? Same thing. You have to remove these toxins from the body even for the allopathy medicines to work. So the first thing Ayurveda treatments, they all do is detoxification. So you can do detox. You go to an Ayurveda center, get detoxification done, or there are some simple detoxification methods that you can do at home. The first thing in the morning, you have a warm ginger, lemon, honey water, and there is a proper way of making it. Do not put honey in hot water. That I think hopefully everybody knows by now. And fasting once or twice a week, predominantly having vegetarian meal, easy to digest, those kind of things, to detoxify your body. I do not suggest anybody to suddenly become a vegetarian. If you are a meat eater, just in breakfast and dinner have vegetarian. In lunch you can have light meat, okay, not red meat. But anyway, so detoxification is like this, but some people actually need proper detoxification under the guidance of an Ayurveda consultant at Ayurveda centers, and it is worth doing it because unless you detoxify, you cannot really lose fat. So the next one is Nabhi Abhyanga. This is also very effective treatment. Nabhi means navel area, and around the navel area we do specific massages that will trigger the digestive fire, because that's where the Jatragni is, around the navel area. And then there is another treatment called Gharshana. This is like raw silk gloves. They take it and they do specific strokes on your body, so that increases heat in the body, and that also removes dead skins and toxins from the body. Gharshana treatment is very effective in losing fat and losing this doing lymphatic drainage. And there is another treatment called Vidvartana. It is something similar that we do in India. Uh, like once a week we used to do it, like when we were growing up. Take this exfoliating powder, like moong dal rice combination powder, and then apply it as a paste, and after 15 minutes use the dry powder and then rub it against the hair growth, and that actually removes toxins from the body, and that reduces fat also, because it increases heat and it balances the heat. But it's initially, if you have this fat problem, I suggest you go to an Ayurveda center and get Udvatana done properly, because if there are any skin lesions, or sometimes this powder also, they add certain herbs so that they can properly do it. And their strokes that they do also actually are aimed at balancing the Agni, so that you can remove excess fat from the body. Usually these Gharshana and Udvatana treatments, they usually takes minimum 6 weeks to show the proper effect. So, but anyway, go to an Ayurveda center and talk to them and get these things done. Detox, Nabhya, Abhyanga, Gharshana, and Udvatana. Now, coming to exercises, the exercises that are very effective for reducing fat are jogging, running, swimming, abs, Surya Namaskar, because Surya Namaskar increases heat in the body, plow pose, the plank pose, and cobra pose. So these make them part of your exercise routine. And the last thing, but it is extremely important, is diet and lifestyle changes. That some of the changes that you need to make to your diet is avoid red meat, avoid difficult to digest foods, avoid white sugar, because white sugar results in mandagni, and then oily fries. You can have oil, you should have oil in your diet, otherwise you will go into dryness. There's another problem, but not too much oil. So avoid these fries. But what you should do, what you should include in your diet are ginger, garlic, and hing, and black pepper, but not too much, a little bit, and also lemon actually. But ginger, garlic, and hing, these are they increase heat. So they increase heat and they reduce fat in your body. And also go for vegetarian meal for dinner. Okay, if you are a meat eater, avoid red meat, but you can have lean meat like chicken and fish, but that is during lunch or brunch, but not dinner. Dinner has to be predominantly vegetarian, not predominantly, actually has to be vegetarian, very simple, like 1 or 2 bread slices and a soup. Then if you're an adult and you don't have much high physical activity work, I suggest you go for 2 meals a day. Do not have 3 meals a day. Either switch to 1 meal a day or 2 meals a day, and the rest of the day you have fruits. And between 2 meals have like 9 hours gap, because it takes 8 to 9 hours to digest 1 meal. So let the first meal digest and then have the next meal, so that way you can have only 2 meals a day maximum, or 1 meal a day, the rest is all. But have at least 2 meals if you are working, right? But one is a simple meal and one is a regular meal. So you can have 1 meal at 8 o'clock, or another meal at 5 p.m., 8 a.m., 5 p.m., or 1 meal at 11 a.m. and another meal at 7 p.m. And then the dinner should be at least 3 hours before going to bed, because you should let that, even though it is easy to digest simple dinner, you should be awake for minimum 3 hours, so that the digestive system has done its first phase of the work, which is the mechanical breakdown of the food. So it is very important that you make sure that you give at least 3 hours gap before you sleep, after you take dinner. So if you sleep by 10 o'clock, you should finish by dinner by 7 o'clock, like that. And then the rest of the day, if you are hungry, you can have fruits and herbal drinks and steamed salads, etc. And keep drinking warm water after every meal, so that this will balance the Agni. So that if you drink cold water, that will reduce Agni, and that will again become like a hard cheese in your body. And fast once or twice a week. And fasting doesn't mean starving. Have 1 meal on that fast, and that no grains, like sabudana food, that day you take it, and the rest of the day you have fruits, and then salads and herbal drinks, etc. Please follow these tips, and you should be able to lose your fat and tummy fat as well. Thank you for listening.